Hello everyone, welcome to the Bodhi Academy. In today's video, we'll start with a new chapter, that is 11th Standard Biology, Chapter 5, the Morphology of Flowering Plants. Now in this chapter, we'll learn about all the external characters, the size, the different parts of the plants. So, first of all, what is morphology? So, morphology is the branch of biological science that deals with the study of size, color, structure and relative positions of various parts of organisms. So, morphology is a branch of science or biology which deals with the size, form, color, structure and relative position of various organisms or various parts of organisms. Now, what is the importance of morphology? So, knowledge of morphology is essential for recognition of different parts. So, it is essential for recognition or identification of different parts. Then it gives us information about the wide range of variation found in species. So, it gives us an idea about the variations that are found in different species. Then in case of deficiency and toxicity symptoms, morphological change that occurs in response to shortage or excess of minerals. Okay, so in case of deficiency or toxicity symptoms that occurs during the shortage or excess of minerals is indicated by morphological changes. So that is why we need to study the morphology of different plants. Now, all the flowering plants have these common structures that are roots, stem, leaves, flower and fruit. So, all the flowering plants have roots, stem, leaves, flower and fruit. The underground parts of the flowering plant is called the root system and the above ground parts are called the shoot system. Okay. Now first let us see the root system. So here are all of the parts of a flowering plant. In the root system we have the primary root, the main root and then the secondary roots which occurs or arises from the primary roots. Then in the shoot system we have the main stem, then leaves, then we have the fruits, flowers, the birds over here and node and internode. So this part where the bird arises or the leaf is there is called the node and this part is the internode. So these are all the parts or morphological structures of a flowering plant. This top portion is the shoot system and the below ground part is the root system. Now first let us learn about the root. So in dicotyledonous plants, elongation of radicals forms the primary roots which bears the lateral roots of several orders called secondary roots and tertiary roots. Okay, as we have seen in the diagram. So this is our primary root, the main one, and then these are the secondary roots and the tertiary roots, okay, which arise from the primary root. Then primary roots along with the lateral roots forms the taproot system. Examples of some plants having this taproot system are mustard, gram, etc. Then in monocotyledonous plant, the primary root is replaced by a large number of roots at its base of the stem. At the base of the stem, a large number of roots are present like this. This is the stem. A large number of roots are present at the base of the stem and these constitute the fibrous root system and this is found in the monocots. Okay, example wheat and rice. So here we have the taproot system. This is the primary root which gives rise to the secondary and tertiary root. Then we have the fibrous root system where you can see a lot of roots are coming out directly from the stem of the plant. Then now the roots that arise from the other parts of the plants beside the radicle are called as the adventitious roots. Okay. So as we can see here in this picture, the roots which arise from other parts rather than the radicle are called as the adventitious roots. So here we can see fine roots coming out from these stem like structures or the branches of this plant. Now some examples of such plants having adventitious roots are grass, banyan tree or maize plant. Now what is the function of a root? Okay, we have seen what the structure of root looks like, but what is the function of this root system? So the main function of root system is absorption of water and minerals from the soil. Okay, so this is the very essential function, that is absorption of water and minerals from the soil. Then it also provides a proper anchorage. Okay, it holds the soil tight and holds the plant upright. So it provides the plant anchorage to the plant parts and storing reserve food materials. Okay, another function of the root system is to store reserve food materials. Here we have a diagram of the root system. So the apex of root is covered by thimble like structure called a root cap, and it protects the tender apex of root while making way through soil. So here we can see this part is the root cap. Okay, it protects this tender part or the young cells as it goes down into the soil. Then above the root cap is the region of meristematic activity having small cells with dense cytoplasm. Okay, now right above this root cap we have the region of meristematic tissue. Okay, so this is the region of meristematic activity where small cells are present with dense cytoplasm. Now these cells continuously divide to make new cells and to elongate the root. So the part above the region of meristematic activity is region of elongation, where cells undergo elongation and enlargement to increase the length of the root. Okay, so this part is the region of elongation, where the cells which are there, they elongate and enlarge to increase the length of the root. Then the region of maturation contains root hairs that help in absorption of water. Then the final region, this part is the region of maturation, which has these root hairs, these structures which helps in the absorption of water and minerals. So this is all about the structure or the morphology of root or the root system. So the next part of flowering plant that we are going to study is the stem. So now it is the ascending part of axis bearing the branches, leaves, flowers and fruits. Okay, so here as we have seen in this picture, this part of the flowering plant which bears the leaves, buds, fruits and flowers is called the stem. Then it develops from the plumule of the embryo, and the stems bear nodes and internodes. So as we have seen here in this picture, it will develop from the plumule of the bud, and then it will have these nodes and internodes. Here we can see in this picture. So this is the nodal region and this is the internode. So the stem will bear these nodes and internodes. So this is node, here we have internode, then again there is a node and then internodes. So the main function of system is spreading branches. The main function of the stem is spreading branches bearing leaves, flowers and fruits. So as we have already seen, the main function of the stem is spreading branches bearing leaves, flowers and fruits, it also conducts the water and minerals which is absorbed by the root. Okay, so the root will absorb the water and mineral and then it will be conducted upwards by the stem. The roots and then some stem perform special functions like storage of food, support, protection and vegetative propagation. Okay, so some of the stem also function in storage of food, like how the roots also store the excess food. Then they also support the plant and they can be also used for vegetative propagation. So as we know, the stems of some plants can be cut and they can be planted, and that stem or the cut part will give rise to a new plant, and it will form the roots and it will give rise to a new plant. So it can be propagated that way. So this is about the stem. Then the next part that we have is the leaf. Okay, so we have all seen the different kinds of leaves which are there to various plants. So there are various shapes of leaves. So we'll study all about these leaves in this chapter. So leaf is a green dissimilar exogenous lateral flattened outgrowth which is borne on the node of the stem or its branches and is specialized to perform photosynthesis. Okay, so leaf is a green structure which is lateral and flattened outgrowth. Okay, as we can see here, it is a flattened structure and it is borne on the node of the stem. Okay, this we have seen over here. So at the nodes the leaves are borne. Okay, see here, the leaves are present at the nodes of the stem. Then these are the specialized structures which are used to perform the photosynthesis. Okay, which is the production of food in plants. Then the leaves originate from shoot apical meristem and are arranged in acropetal order. A typical leaf consists of 3 parts. Okay, so let us see the 3 parts of a leaf. Here we can see, this is a diagram. So the leaf consists of a leaf base. It consists of a leaf base, a petiole and a lamina. So here we have, this part is the leaf base. So this part is the leaf base. Then it has this stalk like structure called a petiole, and this part, this entire thing is called a lamina of the leaf. So a typical leaf has all these 3 parts: a leaf base, a petiole and a leaf lamina. Then leaf is attached with the stem by leaf base, which may bear 2 small leaf-like structure called stipules. Okay, so the leaf is attached to the stem. So this part is the stem. It is attached to the stem with the help of this petiole, and at the intersection these small structures could be present called the stipules. Then the arrangement of veins and venlet in the lamina is called the venation. Okay, so the middle prominent vein is called the mid vein. Okay, now as we can see here in this diagram, the main prominent vein in this leaf that we can see is called the mid vein. Okay, so this part is the mid vein of the leaf. Then veins provide rigidity to the leaf blade and act as channels to transport water and minerals. So what is the structure of these veins? So these veins will provide the leaf with rigidity. Okay, it will provide support and it will also act as channels to transport the water and nutrients. Then the arrangement of these veins and veinlets. So this is the main vein, the mid vein, and these are all the veinlets. Okay, so the arrangement of these veins is called as venation. Okay, so the arrangement of veins and veinlets in the lamina is called a venation. Now in plants there are two types of venation present. The first one is the reticulate venation. This is the reticulate venation and this is the parallel venation. As we can see here in this leaf, the veins are arranged in like a network of veins and veinlets, okay, as we can see over here. Whereas in these leaves all the veins are arranged parallel to each other, okay. So as we can see here, all the veins are arranged parallel to each other. That is why this is called as the parallel venation. So let us see the difference between reticulate and parallel venation. So the veinlets form a network in reticulate venation. Okay, we have already seen it over here. Then the veins are irregularly distributed and it is present in all the dicotyledons. Okay, so reticulate venation is present in all the dicotyledonous plants. For example, gram, pea, beans and mango. There are various other plants also. Then parallel venation, okay, a network is absent. Okay, as we can see, all the veins are running along individually. Then the veins are parallel to one another, as I have already said, and it is present in the monocots. So in all the monocotyledonous plants, this parallel venation is seen. For example, grass, banana, rice plant and all those. So this we have seen the venation. Then we will see the different types of leaves. So a leaf is said to be simple when its lamina is entire or when incised, the incisions do not touch the midrib. Okay. So now we will see the different types of leaves. So there are first of all two types of leaf, the simple and the compound leaves. Okay. So here we can see we have two types of leaves, the simple and compound leaf. A leaf is said to be simple when the lamina is entire. For example, this is a simple leaf as its lamina is entire. Okay, this is the midrib. Now, even if the leaf has some incision like this, but these incisions do not touch the midrib, still this kind of leaf is also called a simple leaf. Okay, the incision do not touch the midrib, but when the incision of the lamina reach up to the midrib, breaking it into number of leaflets, such a leaf is called a compound leaf. For example, if I draw a leaf like this, okay, so this leaf, all these incisions, okay, these incisions are reaching up to the midrib and it is forming various leaflets like. So this kind of leaf is called a compound leaf. Okay, as we can see here, the incisions have reached up to the midrib and such a leaf is called compound leaf. Now in compound leaf there are again two types of leaves. The first one is pinnately compound leaf and the second one is palmately compound leaves. Okay, so here we have the two examples of compound leaf. The first one here is the pinnately compound leaf and this one is the palmately compound leaf. So the compound leaves may be of two types. In pinnately compound leaf, a number of leaflets are present on a common axis, the rachis, which represents the midrib of the leaf. Okay, so here we see a number of leaflets are present on the same present on the common axis. Okay, so this is the common axis or the midrib of the leaves. Okay, and it is called as rachis, and we can see along this rachis a number of leaflets are present. So this kind of leaf is called pinnately compound leaf. And then in palmately compound leaf, the leaflets are attached at a common point, that is at the tip of the petiole. So as we can see here, in this palmately compound leaf, all the leaflets are joined together at a common point, that is the top of this petiole, and such kind of leaf is called a palmately compound leaf. So then we have the phyllotaxy. Okay, So the phyllotaxy is basically the pattern of arrangement of leaves on the stem or the branch. So phyllotaxy is the pattern of arrangement of leaves on the stem or branch. Now it is usually of three types. So we have three types of phyllotaxy. The first one is alternate, then we have opposite, and then the third type is whorl. So in alternate phyllotaxy, as we can see here, the leaves are arranged alternately on the branch. Okay, so the leaves are arranged in an alternate manner. A single leaf arises at each node in alternate manner. Okay, so this is the alternate phyllotaxy. Then we have opposite. In opposite type, a pair of leaf arises at each node and lie opposite to each other. So as we can see in this, the example is guava, and at a single node two leaves arise and in opposite direction. Okay, so this is the opposite type of phyllotaxy. Then in whorl type, more than two leaves arise at a node and form a whorl. Okay, so as we can see here, this is the node, and on this node more than two leaves have arisen, or they are coming out from the same node, and they are forming a whorl kind of. So that is why this type of phyllotaxy is called a whorl phyllotaxy. So this is all in this chapter for today's video. Now we will continue this inflorescence, the flower, morphology of flower, and all the parts of flowers in the next video. So thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to the Bodhi Academy.